we'll try to do a function that returns an array. So that's what we'll do now. So let's clean all the hard work. So let's define a function, right? So let's call the function, and let's call the function to get numbers, right? Numbers function to get numbers. So the function will be called like that. So we want to define the function. How do we define it? Let's make it of a static type, right? So the result must be a number, nothing. And one good thing there is, let's make it complex. Let's make it to return array of numbers. So now we'll be using arrays with our function right now. So I want it to return strict. We'll just return, you can say return any items. So we have 10, 20, 30. So that's it. So the only thing we're going to do is to invoke the function. How do we do it? We just call console dot log, and we call the function out of where it is, right? So the function was a get number. So calling the function also, we have to invoke it where we call it, right? So how do we do it? We just do this. So that's all. So once we call this, we should have 10, 20, 30 that will appear here. So you can hear it's an array of 3 items, 10, 20, 30. So let's go ahead with other examples straight. So we've done the first one. We see that the function we can use it to get numbers, to get items right now. So we want to do function accepting an array as parameter. So do a function that accepts array as parameter, right? So it's different from the other one. The other one we get, but this time around we want to do another function. So let's say function, the same thing you will do, you declare the name of the function. So let's say some array, anyone, call it any name, right? But you just have to do the function. So the function we accept an array. So if it's accepting array, uh you know inside the bracket, we have to give what it's accepting, right? So let me say it's called accepting numbers, and I'll define the numbers as this. So if I define the numbers as this, so sorry, I use capital and small letter, but and the numbers must be an array, right? So the numbers are array. So now I want to define the end result of the function, so that's why I'll call number here, right? So if I call the number there, let me clean here and write the number small so that you won't confuse you. So I'll open curly brace. So this number is for this, calling this that this guy is this, right? So uh this this one is this, right? So let's see how we'll do it. For definition sake, we have the function, the name, and in accepting numbers, and the number is, you can see that it collects an array of number, so you can push an array of number. I supposed to spit out what number, this number is what is spit out from the function, right? So we'll open curly braces, I will say return, all right, whatever passed to you. So we return nums, right? So we return nums, but let's see if we do dot reduce, let's use some method dot reduce. So what are we reducing? uh okay, the total number, we'll just reduce it, but for now let me use other items into it. So let's say, so let me define another item inside like a function. So let's say total num. Do I have it here? Total num? No, I don't have it. So total dash num. On the first one, let me see, is this and this. So I'm defining a function inside reduce, that reduce having a function total plus num, right, on the function. So that's what I want to define inside total plus num. So whatever I have. So let me get the next item. Let's say 0. So let's see how we run this, right? So um in a nutshell, we have function that's defined as an array, collects nums as number, and it's number of array, and it spits out number. So number is what you spit out. So you return the nums which you get. We reduce that reduce. I will define a function that accept total number to spit out num total plus num. Right. So let's finish it. You understand how I am doing it. So the next is console.log. What am I doing console.log for? I want to call that function and invoke it, right? So what do I call? I call the summary, right? So array. So that's the first thing I call. Then you know the summary must be passed number which are array, right? So I'll define an array that will pass through it. So what are the numbers? So let me try 5, let's say 10, let's say 15, right? So I'll pass in this number and I want to see what I'll get, right? So it's supposed to come in num dot reduce by total dot this. It defines this. So once it got summary, it gets this. So let's see what we're gonna get, right? Let's try. So I think we're gonna get we have sum everything. We have total num and total num. I think the 30. That's what I am thinking will happen. So let's see. So 30, we're gonna get 30. So it's gonna have the summation of everything by reducing and summing them. So that is one way a function can be used to get number, and you can pass in array. The second one, it accept an array as parameter, so we can use accept, okay, sorry, accept array as params, right? So this is the second one. So it collect array. All these are just logic I did inside, right? So you can feel free and do something small, not very logical like this, right? So you can just decide to trim and remove one and bring it back like that. So let's see function using maps. So let's see function using map. So how do we do that? So we have let's say function that also accept array and spits out array. So that's the logic I want to do. Let's see if I can do it straight from my head. So let me go, what's the name? Uh, let me just say dope, double, so just like double dope. So let's see. So what we're going to do, we have to pass in nums, let me say names, so that will differentiate with the num on top, right? So what am I going to pass in? On the pass in array, right? So array of numbers. So here's it. So whatever is being passed, we have to define what should be spit out, right? So we say, okay, whatever is spit out should be number, and the number should be an array. So once it's spitting out something that is not an array, it will yell at us. We agree to that, right? So what should we do? We will return names that map. So map num to what num, like that. We can play with whatever we want. So we return, we're just using methods. So right, so different methods. So we have numbers, names, right? We return names, right? So names is the one that is the map, right? Awesome. We have map as one of the item we can use. So what should I do? Every number we just say number is power 2, right? Let's play with it like that. So we say for every number is power 2. Will that work? I don't know. So let's see if I can play around it. So So let's cover this. So let's see that map for every num. So let's see num asterisk 2 asterisk 2 asterisk 2. So let's see names that map for every num asterisk 2. Sorry, I am just taking it directly. All these methods, all of them can be gotten from JavaScript documentation. But if you want, I can do a detailed tutorial and show you how I go about getting them and tell you what I did so that you can do it. So as I was talking, console.log, I called dip, so you can see okay, sorry, this guy is supposed to be in curly brace, so like that. So you can see this is, so I have to call this, but I'm passing in something inside. So output supposed to be for every number inside the map, square it. So the output writes, okay, times it by 2. So you have this times 2, 1 times 2, 2 times 2. That's what I did here. Times it by 2. So I have 1 to, okay, see 2, 4, 6, like that. So you can play around with it very well. Oh, how many examples so far? 3. So we can do other ones to bring out something. So we can also do reduce here. It will also work. Reduce, just like the reduce we did up there. We can change pattern. After we did reduce, we can do some, like 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 get items, like that. So we see let's clean this, right? Let's see if I can have another bracket here. So if I clean this, I can clean it, right? So I can put 2 items, so and I will see how I reduce them by either adding them. So let me say sum and num, right? So let's say, what do I want the sum and num to do? I want sum and num to add themselves, right? So sum and num to add themselves. Don't forget to put your 0 behind after reducing them. So that's it. So we end up here and return. Okay, my return is supposed to be a number, right? So I return number. That's right. So we return what my number, like that. So and there's a logic that I can do again and show that there are items before this item, right? So I wish to do this tutorial all over from the beginning on this particular thing, but there are logic like this. I think I remember. I think I remember. I can leave it like this because you show you that there are other items before this. They will continue like this. I think I can leave it and see how I can go ahead. So return. Okay, names dot reduce as opposed to reduce this, right? So I'll get for every sum and num. I'll call a function to do sum plus num, right? There's nothing here. That's all. I think that should be all. That should be all. That should be all. That should be all. But why am I having this? Okay, dope is collecting items like this. What the num is not assignable to a num. Oh yeah, it's supposed to come out with number. It's my mistake. So it's supposed to come out with just a number. So it will come out as array. It's my mistake. So let's see. So it just come out with number 6. So that's it. So that's it. 1 plus 2 plus, so 6. That's the fourth example. You can do this like this, or you can do it anyhow you want. So that's it on array. But I think sorry, as I'm talking, more ideas are coming to my head that I can use. So let's do the fifth one. There's a function. What can I do? I want to filter. Yeah, fil fil let me just say filter because I want to filter. So normally function, if I'm passing in, what am I passing in? I'll pass in nick, right? So nick should be defined. What am I passing in? Array, right? So I'm doing with array, so it's okay. I pass in array. So what am I spitting out? Am I spitting out array or a number? But here in the logic, I want to spit out. Let's spit out array, right? Arrays, yeah. Arrays work very well. So once I do this, I'll carry it. So nips, everything is defined, but notice you see. So return, what am I returning? I'm returning nips, right? Nicks, right? So I'll return nicks. So nicks I removed you, but I have to pass in my this. So nicks dot filter. I just want to use the filter. And then I'm just tempted to use the filter. So let's see if we can use the filter and do something. So I'll filter the numbers that has been given to me. So let me filter it, for every num okay, good. So what should I do here? So to get a modulo of 2, right? So for every 1, do it is equals to 0. So let's see, 1 2 3 0, right? So let's see. So what did I do? I put nix, not nick. So it should be fine now. So let's bring it up so that you see it fine. So this guy has not been defined. So let me console.log. What should I do on console.log? I should normally filter event. Is what we are doing. I'll call the filter, right? So also filter is gone. Well, you know that I'm passing array into filter, right? So I'll open this, and in the array, what should I have in the array? So I will have 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? So since I have it like this, array is having my output supposed to bring me only things that are divisible by 2, I think. So it's just awesome. I just remembered, I just say I should do it. It'll be a nice example. Yeah. So you can see 2 4 6, yeah, modulus of 2, like that. So that is it. You can use these examples. This is how you can play with array, with function, and use some methods in JavaScript to get what you want to get very well. Nice work. Thank you.